Grade readers, I am ready to start a brand new read aloud with you today. For the next 3 days, I know, 3 days, we are going to be reading the same poem. Probably like 3 days. Come on, Miss Arbuckle. Oh, but trust me, this poem has so many interesting things in it that I think we can learn from it every single day that we do a reading, okay? So I'm excited because today is going to be our day where we get to really understand what this poem is all about because it's a little mysterious. So if you look at my screen today, I have our what, our how, and our why listed right here. So my what, today our job as readers is I can infer, there's that new word we've been talking about, infer what a poem is about. Now remember, when you infer something, you are making a better guess than what a prediction is. A prediction is usually just based on what you see or read. An inference is what you see and read plus what you already know. And that's how we make an inference. And we've been working a lot on inferencing for the past week. And we're going to put it all together today. So we're going to infer what this poem is about. And we're going to be doing that by finding text evidence within our poem to support our inference. And we are doing this today so we can better understand the topic of our poem. Because our poem is a little mysterious because we don't quite know what it's about. And I'm not going to show you what it's about until it's over. Dun, dun, dun. But while I'm reading first grade, I want you to be making some inferences about what you think the poem is about. Because on the Seesaw app, you are going to record what you thought the poem was about before we figured it out together, okay? Because I bet you'll have some really interesting inferences based on what you see, okay? So our poem, we don't know the title of it yet because I'm hiding it from you, but it's by a poet named James Reeves, okay? So our poem is only one stanza, and as we're reading, I want you first to listen for any sounds of poetry that you hear. Okay, are there onomatopoeias? Are there similes, alliteration, rhyming words, rhythm? What can you notice before we really start to dive into what we infer our poem is about, okay? So it says, I can get through a doorway without any key and strip the leaves from the great oak tree. I can drive storm clouds and shake tall towers, or steal through a garden and not wake the flowers. Seas I can move, and ships I can sink. I can carry a housetop or the scent of a pink. When I am angry, I can rave and riot, and when I'm spent, I lie quiet as quiet. Now, I heard some rhyming words in our poem. Give me a thumbs up if you heard rhyming words too. Good. I'm glad you did because I think this poem has an A-A-B-B rhyme scheme to it. Because at the end of every 2 lines, there's a word that rhymes. If we look here, key and tree, those are rhyming words. Towers and flowers, sink and pink, riot, quiet are rhyming words. Now, hopefully you heard those rhyming words. And now the next time we read, I'm going to be stopping and doing some think alouds of what this poem could possibly be about. Because whatever this is about, it can do a lot of different things. So let's read our first one. I can get through a doorway without any key. So what are we talking about? What could get through a door without a key? Could it be, I don't know, a giant? Could a giant get through a doorway by crushing it down? Maybe it could. Our next one, and strip the leaves from the great oak tree. So that means what can take all the leaves off of an oak tree? So maybe a giant could do that too. Or I'm thinking maybe like the first one says I can get through a doorway without any key. I was thinking like a little bug because I know that bugs can get into the house through the like underneath door cracks or things. But then the next line says and strip the leaves from the great oak tree. Now I don't think a bug can do that. So do you see how I have to go through every line of my poem and make sure that it satisfies the inference that I'm making. So if I inferred that a bug could get through the doorway without a key, that's a great inference because I have evidence to support that. I know a bug is small, and I know that the poem said it can get through a door without a key. But the next line says, and strip, that means take the leaves off of a tree, a bug can't do that. So I think that would go in my other category. That's not what our poem is about. I can drive storm clouds and shake tall towers. So think about, what do you think could shake a tall tower? Think about like the Sears Tower downtown. What could shake that? Or steal through a garden and not wake the flowers. So what can go through a garden and not wake up the flowers? Now I'm thinking my first inference of a giant probably isn't what this poem is about, right? Because when I think of a giant, I know that they're big and they're loud, and I don't think they could go through my garden without stomping and ruining my flowers. So what could be something that is super strong that could rip the leaves off a tree and shake a tower, but yet could get through a doorway or not wake up flowers? Seas I can move and ships I can sink. I can carry a housetop or the scent of a pink. So what could make a ship move in the sea or have the ability to make weather that could crash that boat into the water and sink? When I'm angry, I can rave and riot, and when I'm spent, I like quiet as quiet. I want you to think of what inferences you have about what this poem could be about. Besides a bug, which we heard probably isn't what it's about, and we also heard that a giant can't do the more gentle things that this poem says the topic can do. So what could it be? Now, I'm going to show you really oh, hi buddy. Hi, there he is. He just killed a fuzzy ball and wants me to play with him. Hi buddy. So I want you to go ahead and I want you to look at the title of my poem. Ready, set, the wind. So our poem is actually about the wind. That's really interesting. So what you're going to do is, up here, you are going to say, what were some of your inferences before I told you it was about the wind? And you're going to write them down and tell me why you thought that, okay? And now we know the actual topic is the wind. So you're going to write wind. And then evidence to support that topic. So you're going to write down one reason that you know this poem is about the wind. So you're going to go down here and you're going to write, what is one thing that the wind can do that you knew that this was about the wind? Like, I know that on a super windy day, a lot of leaves can get knocked off a tree. I also know that the wind can carry the scent of really yummy smelling flowers. And then what you're going to do is you're going to describe what the topic can do. So you're going to say what the topic can do. So you're going to say two things the wind can do and draw a picture to match. So for example, you could say that the wind could strip leaves off a tree and then draw a picture of that and then do one other, okay? So today what we did was we tried to infer what this poem was about by using some evidence from the text based on what we had already previously known about the topic. Then we found the evidence within the text, and then we were able to know the topic of our poem. And so in your Seesaw app, you have the poem, and you are going to fill in your inferences that you thought of before reading, or before I told you the topic, your clues, and then fill out the actual topic and evidence support your topic, and two things that are that the wind can do with a picture. Okay, first grade? And tomorrow we're going to dig a little bit deeper into our poem. So I can't wait to read it again with you tomorrow. So go head over to Seesaw and get started.